The main problem of a used Ford Kuga can be easily dealt with. The secret is that this crossover delivers fewer problems to reckless drivers. Appeared at the 2008 Geneva Motor Show, Ford Kuga became the brand's first truly driver's crossover. Here are just a complete set for the Russian market. At first they offered only one, with a 2.0-liter diesel engine with a capacity of 136 horsepower, with a manual transmission 6. The option is not bad, but, as they say, not for everyone. Yes, a quiet and dynamic diesel consumes an average of only 7 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers, and this is a real indicator, but city buyers still, for the most part, want an automatic. The most frequent reason for applying to service stations is the same Russian diesel fuel. Because of it, the particulate filter suffers, and this is felt mainly on cars operated within the city. The filter provides passive regeneration when driving at speeds above 80 km/h. Otherwise, active regeneration is forcibly turned on, sometimes several times a day. So Kuga should be driven properly, then there will be less problems with it. The practice of operating early diesel engines in city traffic jams showed a high percentage of errors issued by the onboard computer with the requirement to change the oil, extraordinary maintenance, and emergency operation of the engine. They are associated, as a rule, precisely with frequent repetitions of the active regeneration of the particulate filter. The solution to the problem can turn out to be both simple: force filter regeneration at a service station, up to 3,000 rubles, oil change and reprogramming of the system, 2,500 rubles, or rather problematic, replacing the particulate filter, replacing the differential pressure sensor, and often repeated. There is also a radical, but not politically correct solution: removing the filter and flashing the computer. But here success depends on the qualifications of underground programmers. For those who are not inspired by moderate diesel fuel consumption and control of the car with a manual gearbox, a year after the release of the model, they offered a modification with automatic transmission and a 2.5-liter 200 horsepower gasoline unit. It cost almost 1.5 times more expensive than diesel and was distinguished by a solid fuel consumption. In winter it can reach 20 liters in the city. There were no statistically significant complaints about the operation of gasoline engines. At the heart of the car is a platform from the Ford Focus and C-Max and, as a result, a transverse power unit and permanent front axle drive. The rear wheels are connected automatically via Haldex coupling. The weak point of the transmission is the hydraulic pump that pressurizes the clutch. On runs of more than 30,000 cases of its failure were noted. The computer warns of a breakdown with an AWD fault message and an audible signal. The price of the original is 26,500 rubles, plus oil 800 rubles. As an alternative, a pump from Volvo, 15,000 rubles, can serve. In addition, isolated cases of clutch wear were noted on runs over 150,000 kilometers. The problem is solved by replacing the release cylinder or clutch assembly. Ford Kuga's well-knit independent suspension allows for a confident ride over uneven surfaces, but the lack of reliable underbody protection should make the owner think. In addition, during off-road operation, fender liner brakes and brakes and ABS sensors are frequent, and low-lying suspension arms do not allow using the declared 200 millimeters of ground clearance. And the suspension itself also requires a reasonable approach. Replacing a rear arm damaged by a curb while parking will cost 5,500 rubles. Front hub bearings typically last 80,000 kilometers, after which they announce their demise with the characteristic hum. The cost of their repair kit is about 3,000 rubles. The rear bearings fail less often, but they have to be changed in assembly with the hub, which will cost 11,000 rubles. The interior looks modern and of high quality. The plastic is soft and pleasant to the touch. The instrument panel and center console are conveniently arranged, but the protective cover of the gearshift lever fails surprisingly quickly. It was changed under warranty, but, alas, for the same disposable one. The real solution to this minor problem is the manufacture of a leather case, 500 rubles. With all the advantages of the cabin, it is worth noting the inconvenient manual adjustment of the position of the driver's seat, and therefore such an option as electric control is clearly not superfluous. Another nuance is the lack of legroom for rear passengers. Unfortunately, you can't call Kuga a family car. Owners note the convenience of a 2-section fifth door, but some admit that with frequent use, the smaller sash stops opening. Its repair costs 500,200 rubles. Many owners under warranty change the standard battery in the first year of operation. Many complain about the frequent 3 times a year. The need to replace low beam bulbs, 500 rubles. Frequent breakdowns of windshield washer nozzles, 450 rubles, were noted in isolated cases before ignition. However, the nozzles were changed during the recall campaign. Is it worth linking your fate with this model? There are no serious contraindications to this. The option is quite worthy, especially since the prices for it in the secondary market are adequate.